Welcome to Postcards for Petrolheads. My name's Bob Ridge-Stern. I'm a petrolhead. I collect postcards that show cars. Not postcards of cars, but postcards normally of street scenes with cars in them. That's what interests me. And I've been blogging about this. I've got hundreds of cards, and I've been blogging about this for a number of years on a blog called postcardsforpetrolheads.co.uk. And in this YouTube channel, I'm going to show you some of my favourite cards. So, in this episode, we're going to look at a postcard, this one, from Sables-d'Olonne in France, featuring a Facel Vega. I hope you enjoy it. So, what can we see in our postcard? It's a lovely sunny summer's day. There are people on the beach. Some people are playing volleyball, I think. But I think it's lunchtime as the promenade is very quiet. Not many people about, not many cars either. Maybe people have gone indoors, gone for lunch, gone for a siesta. But why I bought this card, of course, was for that very rare Facel Vega. I don't suppose the postcard photographer even noticed it when he took the picture. I was at Silverstone a couple of years ago and snapped this 1959 HK 500 Facel Vega. This is the 6.3 litre. A gorgeous car with a very distinctive wraparound windscreen. I used to think all Facel Vegas had that sort of screen, but if we look at the postcard, we can see that this car, although essentially the same car as the one that I saw at Silverstone, it's got the same bodywork. A few minor differences, I think, with the lights, but it's got the same bodywork. But this one has got a conventional screen. And when I looked it up, this tells us that it's the earlier model. It's a model called the FVS. Now, as far as I can tell, only 6 convertibles were ever made. 6. And one gets caught on a postcard. Quite surprising, really. Anyway, initially I thought this car was edging out to the side street into the main seafront road at Les Sables-d'Olonne, waiting for an opportunity to cross the traffic and turn left. Then I realised that the driver had braked really hard to avoid hitting that white Simca Versailles Ariane, which had probably just come around that little mini roundabout. Maybe that's why the driver of the Facel Vega didn't see it in time. Anyway, I think he's doing an emergency stop. And why do I think that? If we look at the passenger, so it's a left-hand drive car, so the passenger's on the right-hand side of the car. If we look at the passenger, she has been thrown forward and seems to have hit her head on the windscreen. Wow, that must have hurt. Those were the days before seatbelts. Another possibility, I guess, is that it's a little girl standing up. But my feeling was that if that had been the case, we'd have seen her hands on the dashboard. And in any case, I don't think the owner of that car would have a little girl with him somehow. Looking back at the blog post, I see that I dug up 2 quite interesting stories involving Facel Vegas. The first one's a horrible story. Albert Camus, the philosopher, came to an absurd end in his Facel Vega HK 500. Actually, it wasn't his car at all, now I remember it. It was his publisher's car. And ironically, I think he had a train ticket in his pocket, but at the last minute his publisher said, "Oh, I'll give you a lift in my Facel Vega," and Camus decided to go by car. Anyway, it wasn't a good move, because apparently there was a crash and he broke his neck when his head hit the boot lid after being thrown out from the passenger seat through the back window. Though when you look at the wreck, I'm not sure how they arrived at that conclusion at all. The other interesting anecdote concerning a Facel Vega concerns Jackie Collins. So I don't suppose Jackie Collins and Albert Camus have often been mentioned in the same sentence, but there you go. Apparently, Jackie once said, "Getting behind the wheel of a Facel Vega is like having great sex. You want the moment to go on forever." And the moment captured in our postcard does, of course, go on forever. This particular postcard that I've got in my collection was posted in 1962. You can't make out the exact date, but it's 1962. And the message translates, "Friendly thoughts from the sands." And that's my Facel Vega postcard. I don't think I've got another one. I hope you enjoyed it.